Hello, fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class Aerialbot Fireflight from the Transformers Age of the Primes line from Hasbro. So this is the final Aerialbot I need for the collection, finally able to fully form Superion. I think he looks great. You can see Fireflight there in the plastic window, have some nice artwork of the robot mode and the vehicle mode here on the front. Got some artwork of Superion here on the side. And then over on this side, we have that like sliver of the Ring of Primes. Not too much going on the bottom or on the top, just says Aerialbot Fireflight. And then if we spin around to the back, we have some nice product shots of the robot mode and the vehicle mode. He is, of course, using the slingshot mold, so he's going to be very similar in transformation and pretty much robot mode as well to slingshot, but we'll take a look at all of that and do some comparisons. So I'm very excited for this. Going to go ahead and get Fireflight out of the packaging here and we'll take a closer look. So here is Fireflight in robot mode. I think he looks pretty good. You can tell that he is definitely made off of the slingshot mold, but I think it works for him. Now, I've seen a lot of people complain that he doesn't have the wings on the back the same way that Air Raid and Skydive do. And I understand that his animation model did have the wings on the back as well as having them on the side of the legs. But then when you look at the vehicle mode, he's only got one set of wings. So I never understood how the wings on the side of the legs and the wings on the back could exist in robot mode, but not in the vehicle mode. I always thought that was kind of weird. So while I understand people are complaining that this doesn't necessarily look like his G1, representation in the cartoon, that representation just physically didn't really make any sense. And he did have the wings down here on the side of the leg, so that's 100% correct. And I guess the original toy just had like these smaller wings on the back piece, and that's why it kind of gave him the illusion of having small wings down here, and then they just exaggerated that for the cartoon. So I'm not really that upset about that, because logistically this is correct. He's only got one set of wings, so it doesn't really make sense that he would have them on the side of the legs and on the back. So I'm not super upset about that. But yeah, otherwise I think he looks pretty good. Head sculpt, I think they did a really nice job with. I love the blue paint there for the eyes. A little bit of silver there for the upper brow area. And then a nice matte finish for the face. All of the paint applications on the chest and the abdomen and the upper waist area I think look good. I'm not a huge fan of having the red for the forearms, but they did paint it white here on the side with some silver for the hands. So I think that looks good. And then he's got the guns there. Got the nice white paint here. Or is that a separate piece? I guess it's a separate piece of plastic. But in any case, he's got the white for the shins and the red on the back. That's all correct. So, yeah, overall, I think he looks good. And I'm not that upset that they used the slingshot mold for him. Because if they would have used the Air Raid and Skydive mold, I think it would have looked more incorrect. And also, it wouldn't have made sense in terms of having like the two be the arms and the two be the legs. They wanted that to be consistent. So I think it was definitely the right choice here. Articulation-wise, it's going to be pretty much the same as Slingshot. You have a ball joint for the head, so you can look down a little bit, look up a little bit, side to side, no problem. You have hinges here in the shoulders, so you can get all the way up like that. You can also rotate, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows because of the transformation. Nothing for the wrist because the hand is kind of built into the forearm there. Do have a swivel at the waist, kick really far forward in the hips and really far back and really far out to the side. So great articulation there in the hips. Got your thigh swivel, 90 degrees there in the knee. And then you got pretty much 90-degree ankle tilt. So that's pretty good. You can kind of move the feet up and down a little bit as well just because of the transformation. But if you wanted to utilize it for robot mode, you absolutely could. But yeah, I'm happy with him. Let's bring in Slingshot so we can kind of compare him to his mold brother here. So you can see that, all of the paint here on the chest is all new. I think it's mostly the same in terms of, well, no, there's definitely some new molding, I think, because he's kind of got these two indented areas and Slingshot definitely didn't have that. So it's got to be a little different. And I feel like this midsection is also different because that's got some nice molded and painted areas there as well. This, I think, is all the same, but they just kind of painted it different so that it looks a little different. Probably the whole lower half is pretty much the same. But you can see that the nose cones are definitely different, so they did alter that to match, which is nice. I think the bottom, well, it might just be painted differently. We'll take a look at that closer in vehicle mode. But I think, well, no, you can see there's definitely some molded difference. See how he has like kind of the 3 rectangles there and he's only got the 2. So I think as just like with the similarities between Skydive and Air Raid, they paid most of the attention to making sure that the vehicle modes were different. And again, I think that's the right choice. You can see that they have the same guns here, so they do share those weapons. But yeah, all in all, I think they look good, and I think it's distinct enough that it doesn't just feel like the exact same thing again. The heads are obviously very different. The jets are going to look even more different than the robot modes. Definitely some part reuse here for the robots, but I like it. I think it works. And of course, we have to get a group shot of all 5 of them here in robot mode, finally completing our new Aerialbot team. I definitely think these are all superior upgrades, pun intended, to the original Combiner Wars versions. I just really think these look a lot more cartoon accurate, and I think Superion is just leaps and bounds above the original Combiner Wars one. So very happy to finally have the full team here. Transformation for Fireflight is going to be exactly the same as Slingshot, so if you're familiar with that, it is going to be the same. We are going to start by rotating the head around 180 degrees. Then we are going to rotate the biceps 180 degrees and use that double jointed elbow to bring those like that. Kind of compress the arms up here. Then we are going to lift these up, and there is a large peg right there, which will peg into what was the side of the forearm. So we will peg that in, bring this one up to match, and then peg those in, and then we will pop down the nose cone and then flip this all up, and this will peg into the sides right here and here. So there is pretty much the whole front part there. We are going to fold down the wings, make sure you straighten out the feet if you have the ankle tilt engaged, fold down the feet, and fold down the back tail section. Then we can fold up this fin. And then we are going to combine the legs together, just like that. And then we are going to open up the shin area, compress this down, like so. And then close these back up. And there you go. There is Fireflight in jet mode. So I think this looks pretty good. I really like the paint here on the wings. The yellow and blue stripes look really sharp with the Autobot symbols there. You do have the little landing gear in the back of the head if you want to pop that down. And the other 2 are just kind of molded in here, so then it would sit like so. But honestly, I don't even usually bother with it most times. It still sits about the same. Nice bit of dark gray paint there. I think the nose cone looks good with the silver canopy. That looks really sharp. And then you have the black here at the end. You can, of course, attach the weapons underneath the wings, like so. Yeah, he looks good. If we bring in Slingshot, you'll start to see just how different, the vehicle modes really look. The front section here, if we kind of go from, this line across down, are pretty similar, but there is some new molding you can see in here. All of this is kind of different in here, even this. But of course, the canopy sections are very different. The wings are very different. Even these sections are molded different. The fins, the back fin, I think that is the same, just painted different, but painted very differently so that it doesn't even really look the same. So yeah, I would say probably these sections from here back are the same. But yeah, there's a lot of different molding here, and I think they look good. Putting them next to each other, they definitely do not look like the exact same jet. So I think they did a nice job with that. And here is a group shot of all 5 of the Aerialbots together. I think they turned out great. Very excited to finally have the full team. But of course, let's go ahead and check them out as Superion. And finally, we have our completed Superion. I think he looks great. They did a really nice job with this. So much better than the original Combiner Wars one. I mean, he has full ratcheting thighs. The other one, it was literally just Silverbolt's arms and so thin and clunky. And this is just nice, solid, really good. It doesn't even have that much kibble, honestly. Like, yes, you do have that little bit of Silverbolt kind of compact here on the back, but it's pretty compact. It's honestly not that big a deal. And yes, you do have the jets hanging off the back, and I honestly can't remember. They might be backwards. If they are, I apologize. Don't yell at me in the comments. I honestly can never remember which one of those is. I know these two. I'm pretty sure these are right. I can never remember with Skydive and Air Raid, so hopefully I got it right. But yeah, he looks good. I'm really happy to finally have this done, and now we can have him face off against our completed Devastator. These guys look pretty good. Devastator a little bit bigger, but I feel like that makes sense. I feel like Devastator was always a little bit bigger. Maybe not so much the original G1 toys, but in the show, it always felt like Devastator was a little bigger. So really happy with how these are scaling. Of course, he's going to scale beautifully with Menasor as well. But yeah, really, really happy for these. And I'm getting excited for Bruticus. I mean, we're really getting into the Combaticons here. And before you know it, we'll have Bruticus to stand alongside these guys. And I can't wait. They've been doing such a great job with these. Really, really happy with the finished Superion. I'm pretty happy with how Fireflight turned out. He looks great. I mean, yes, it is reusing the slingshot mold, but I think it totally makes sense. You want both the arms to be the same mold and both the legs to be the same mold, so I'm totally fine with that. And like I said, I understand why some people feel like he should have more wings on the back in robot mode, but it really just kind of doesn't make sense, and so I think they did the best with the logic that they had to work with here. I think he looks good. Paint applications are good. Articulation's good. The slingshot mold was good. It's done well again here. He looks great in vehicle mode. Transformation's fun. And it's fantastic to finally have the full team and build that completed Superion, which I think turned out fantastic. Very, very excited with what they've been doing with the combiners in recent years. And very, very excited to see how Bruticus turns out. And then I'm hoping for Defensor after that. I always loved the Protectobots. Really hoping they get some really nice cartoon-accurate molds. Very excited for what that could be. Fingers crossed. Yeah, but definitely if you have picked up the rest of the Aerialbots, absolutely no reason not to pick up Fireflight. I did see that Asia's getting a gift set. I don't know if they'll do anything like that for us. I would imagine probably not. But I feel like these guys are fairly easy to find still, but I probably wouldn't wait too much longer because the Air Raid and Slingshot were released first, and they'll probably start to get a little bit more rare as time goes on. So definitely jump on these guys if you are thinking about it, or maybe if there's some kind of great sale at Black Friday coming up, that would be a good time to jump on. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about Fireflight and Superion in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.